Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and oh my god. I'm just keep saying oh my god over and over and over again until December 15th, because I just saw the Star Wars trailer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant going into this mostly because I saw Rian Johnson's tweet about it. I saw him say, hey, listen, if you want to go in cold, don't watch this trailer. If you don't want nothing spoiled for you, don't watch this trailer. I mean, I'm paraphrasing that, obviously. And there were some reports that came out saying Rian Johnson is telling Star Wars fans, don't watch the trailer, which is not true. He was basically he was trying to bait you into watching it. He was trying to bait you into seeing it, but he also wanted to give you a bit of warning that if you don't want to know spoilers, if you don't want to know what's going to happen, if you don't want an idea of what to expect from this film, then don't watch it. And I'm not going to lie, he's not wrong. I mean, I've already watched the trailer 5 times, so I mean, I've totally I didn't heed the warning, but I don't care, as if everything on my wall behind me is evidence that me not caring about this. But okay, I didn't want to do a reaction video because I just kind of feel those are a little overdone these days, but I did want to talk about the trailer as a whole and what I liked, and there was a lot there to like. In fact, almost every frame was something there to like, and I was a little worried when I first heard Rian Johnson was directing the film. I felt that Looper was overrated. However, his work on Breaking Bad was top tier. His movie Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt from back in the day was okay. It was a pretty good movie. It was a dark noirish sort of thing, so I could see maybe him taking on the noirish aspect or the dark aspect of the center film of the new trilogy. Also, look, his work on Breaking Bad was clearly dark. So yes, I think he is a very talented enough director to be able to tell the story. He's writing it, so I'm a little bit concerned, but at the same time, he went through, Kathleen Kennedy and the writers at Star Wars and everyone else, so they are at least on board with this. So with that being said, yeah, no, I'm down. I mean, like, nips are hard, I'm down, you know what I mean? I haven't bought tickets yet. That has everything to do with the fact that I don't know when my daughter is going to be born. Her due date is on December 15th, so it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. But anyway, this trailer. So what do we know? Well, we know that it showed us a bit of Rey's journey, Kylo's journey, Finn's journey, Poe's journey. All right, since those are now technically the 4 main characters of this franchise, the characters we're going to follow through its conclusion in Episode 9. Rey at the end of Force Awakens was very much with Luke, returning his lightsaber. We see her give it to him, return the lightsaber to him, and then, start her training to become the Jedi, the last Jedi, the next Jedi, whatever, And we already know that Luke was training Padawans until, Kylo went ballistic and freaked out and then left, which is what caused Luke to shut it all down. And there's a line in there about that even, too. I mean, it's subtle, it's hidden, but he says this kind of raw, untapped power I've only seen once before. It didn't scare me then, but it terrifies me now. And he's, I think, referring to Kylo Ren. He's either referring to Kylo Ren or he's referring to himself. And I'm going to assume the trailer's leading us to believe Kylo Ren because of Kylo and him being, a young Jedi, an apprentice, and then him going over to the Knights of Ren through Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, I will never not say that Snoke is not a horrible name. It is an absolutely horrible goddamn name, but it's a name that's there. So we know that that's what Rey's up to. And we know that Snoke is talking in the beginning. You can tell because it's Andy Serkis, and Andy Serkis is a fantastic visual motion capture actor, but his vocal range is not very good. So you pretty much know it's either Smeagol or Caesar, anywhere in between. And you're like, that's Andy Serkis. I can tell. But he's talking about how he's been waiting for someone with that kind of power, and that, of course, is going to be kind of the situation that Rey finds herself in, battling the dichotomy of light versus dark, and also Kylo himself. His journey is also going to be battling light versus dark. And I've said before, after seeing Force Awakens, that we're going to see this kind of journey from Kylo. He's probably going to come to the light. Yeah, even though he killed his father for Snoke, he's going to probably end up coming back to the light. But what we see here is that he's currently battling with that. So he's in a TIE interceptor, or a First Order interceptor, it looked like. and he is basically leading the attack on Princess Leia's or General Organa's ship. And at this point, he's talking about how he needs to basically bury the past in order to move forward, i.e. killing his mother. Now, you can see when it comes to that, she knows he's out there. I'm sure Leia can sense it. We know Leia's Force sensitive. We've just never really been given the opportunity to see it. And unfortunately, with her passing, we probably never will. But we know that she can see it. We know that she could feel him. She will sense him like Vader sensed Luke with empires. We know that will happen. And the look on Carrie Fisher's face, she knows he's there. She knows. And the look on his face as he's coming to that realization, he's like, I'm going to kill my mother. I got freaking goosebumps right now talking about this. But like, he's going to kill his mom. You can see the emotion, the battling of two sides of his soul. And it's the thing is, I don't think he wants to do that way. I know he wants to be like Vader. He wants that power. He doesn't want to, he wants it more given to him, I think, because he feels entitled being the grandson of Vader and all that comes with that. And I think that's what Snoke's been using to twist his mind and to promise him that kind of power. Whereas Palpatine gave Vader the power after Palpatine used Vader and molded Vader and tricked him. Snoke did similar things. Everything in the Skywalker lineage is cyclical. It's cyclical, with the exception of Luke being kind of the one that's like, hey dog, I'm never really gonna fully give into this, but you know, like, hey, we'll let's talk it out like father son, like bros, get some drinks and stuff, right? Whatever. But we know that that's going to be a thing. I will say, though, his new black lightsaber looks pretty sick. Whatever is on his face from when Rey cut him, the stitching or whatever that is, looks kind of dumb. I don't think the CG is done on that yet. I'm going to have to get used to it. But at the same time, I like that it was him in the trailer without the mask as much. We see him there. We see him throw a temper tantrum. We know that he is not changed as much. He's not as childish as he was. Clearly, he will have grown up, but he's not... You know, he's not dealing with his emotions. He's not understanding what has to be done there. And I think that's going to be a very interesting character journey for him, and one that I'm very excited to see what goes on with that. Not saying I like the guy. Not saying I'm going to grow to like Kylo. I told my girlfriend, I told my family, listen, you want to buy me Star Wars merch? I'm on board. No Kylo Ren. I told him, no Kylo Ren merchandise. I don't want it. I still don't. Killed Han Solo, goddammit. I don't want that. No, I don't want none of that stuff. He tore my heart out is what happened. The point is, okay, so you got that. And then you got Poe. Poe's in it for like this, like he's barely in there. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that while Poe was they were trying to set Poe up as being this big character. Oscar Isaac did a good job as Poe Dameron in Force Awakens, but I think like they realized that they already maybe have too many lead characters, and they got to kind of scale him back a little bit. He wasn't given much, but then again, neither was Finn. Poe basically has this little bit in there about how, you know, like it's time to kind of basically sow the seeds of the rebellion, light that spark, kick this off, end the First Order. But Finn has what I believe is going to be a very interesting journey, because we know at the end of Force Awakens he was in a coma. They're going to clearly get him worked out, but we see him in an Imperial or a First Order officer's uniform, being escorted by Phasma through I don't know if it's a new Death Star. I don't know if it's a Star Destroyer, if it's an Imperial cruiser. I have no freaking idea. It could be a Super Star Destroyer for all I know. It's just something big. And I hope they're not building another Star Killer base. I'm just saying, I'm hoping they're not going to do that, but they might. Again, cyclical events in Star Wars. But we see him there, and we see all the First Order, but once again, looking very much like the Empire, right? So we can see that maybe they're now just not even saying screw it. They're just going to start basically adopting those particular look. Hugo Boss is going to come in and cook everyone up a good-looking uniform. All right. If you don't know Hugo Boss, he actually made Nazi uniforms back in the day. Yeah. So anyway, it's stylish. The whole point there is that Finn is going to go in there. I think Finn is either going to get captured on purpose, or Finn is going to get caught doing something for the rebellion or the resistance now, whatever you want to call it. But he ends up getting into a fight with Phasma at the end. Now, what we see, and this is great, this is a throwback to Force Awakens, and it's fantastic. He's got the traitor baton. He's got the stun baton, and he's fighting Phasma, right? I just want him to I just want someone to yell out traitor or TR8R all over again, you know, and do that sort of thing. So that's going to be his journey, I think. I think his journey is going to be going in there and getting some intel, using, kind of returning home. Like, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. I helped destroy Starkiller Base. Seriously, like, Scout's honor. It was not on purpose. I was following this girl. You know how it is. You meet a girl on a desert planet. She's kind of into you, right? She doesn't look like she would steal your watch. You kind of just follow her where she goes. We've all been there. Puppy love, right? Puppy love. Clearly, that's not going to happen. But I don't know what his journey is yet. But you can see it's going to take him there. It's going to be an integral part of working with the Resistance in order to gain access to that base in order to strike back. So that's what I think is going to happen there. Either way, visually, this trailer was stunning. The music was fantastic. The scene with the brand new AT-ATs, whatever they are going to be called, oh man, that was fantastic. That got my heart pumping, because I love AT-ATs, man. So I can't wait to see what that whole scene is. And it looks like while it's still going to be different from the original trilogy with the design of the Empires, of their ships and of their machinery, it does also feel very similar, much more close than with the clone troopers and how they transitioned into the Empire in Attack of the Clones. This looks more traditional, more rigid, more boxy, less kind of curvy and futuristic, which is what I think Lucas was going for in the original, but could also then show the evolution of those particular products. And what it means, I literally have no idea. But I am stoked. I can't wait. It's almost here. It's 2 months away. The trailer was good. I didn't have to watch ESPN at all. Look, ESPN is owned by Disney. Okay, ESPN is losing numbers left and right in terms of viewership. So they dropped the Star Wars trailer, but they also did similar things with The Force Awakens and having, I believe, on ESPN or some sporting event, when the first trailer or one of the trailers for The Force Awakens dropped a couple years ago. So this is not something that is not new. It's just Disney trying to draw viewership to something that needs it, rather than just doing the right thing, which would be canceling ESPN altogether and further breaking up the monopoly of sports. But that is an argument for another day. All that being said, Star Wars The Last Jedi, even though I had trepidation with who's writing it and who's directing it, the trailer showcases strong emotional resonance with the audience. It showcases these characters in a transition period of their arc, of their story. It's showing them in different places, going through different things, and they're all going to, with the exception of Kylo. Which hold on real quick, I did forget about this. The end. Oh man, the end. So when Rey says, "I need someone to show me my place in all this," right? And then Kylo holds out his hand. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, what? No! Like, stupidly so. Because it was just, I was not expecting that. You figure she would hate him. She looked at Han like a father figure. Yes, it was brief in their time together, but she had never had that. So she saw in Han what she always wanted in a dad. And she was given that very briefly. And then Kylo took that away. But here she is in that moment. And she is asking for help, which leads me to believe that it all ties back in with what Snoke was saying. Untapped power, raw untapped power, and that's what he's been waiting for. And he, we're meant to think he's talking about Kylo. He's talking about Rey, and that there might actually start sowing further seeds of jealousy if just by some offset chance Rey and Snoke join forces. Rey holds no allegiance, all things considered. She could be pretty much anyone. Luke, farm boy from Tatooine, his heart was always in the right place. He always was trying to do the right thing. His journey was one of a hero. It was a hero's journey. It was a pure tale. Anakin was a totally different beast. Anakin was brought up from a wholly different background and rose to power, and then the power absolutely corrupted him. But Rey is still in that transition, and here she can be tempted with the forbidden fruit of knowing her place in the universe, in the galaxy, and what it means. Especially if freaking Snoke starts talking about anything involving the power of two, right? In there with Sith and Jedi. Because, we know, but we don't know anything about the Knights of Ren. If they've mentioned it in the book, I have no idea, but they're going to have to cover more of it here so we have an idea where Kylo got his surname. And we need to know how Snoke turned him. We need to know all these things. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a fair amount of that in this, and I've been rambling on for far too long, but it's yes. All I can say is yes. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's going to be grand? Is it going to be bad? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.